Shout out to everybody here on the live. Bitcoin getting a massive bump to the upside here. 71.5. We're inside this long. And we already took a long last night. I don't know how we do it, man, but we made gains again. I know people don't believe it, but the crypto lifers are up again, man. I nailed this pump. We're in this long right here. Getting it again in another long that I just gave to the group. Can we get this continuation? I want to start the long right now. See you in 8 minutes. I want to start the live right now. I called it a long because I'm so into trading. Go Johnnies. And shout out to everybody. I'm wearing my favorite red hat. You know my red hat. You got to love this one. This is the red hat everybody loves, right? St. John's, baby. St. John's. Wait, what red hat were you thinking of? What red hat did you think it was you thought it was shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's go St. John's with the big win. That was just amazing, man. St. John's with the big win. Super, super awesome. Messing up my hair for the whole show. What are you going to do? Hey, I'm happy to be alive. God bless everybody here. I'm happy to have messed up hair. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I'm your host, Sam Price. I'm going to take you through the charts today in cryptocurrency land. We're going to talk about the NASDAQ. We're going to talk about gold and silver. I got some news to talk about. It's amazing. We got a fun-packed stream. I also am in a long right now as we speak. I am live trading. I already hit this big trade and sold that top. As it came back down, I bought back inside to a trade exactly right here. I showed my students, I sold the exact local top. I got back into the exact local retrace. And then we're back in the money already again on top of the trade we already made. I'm up down there about, I don't know, $1,300 on the morning. And it's only 10 o'clock. I used to make $1,800 a week. And to make $1,800 in a week, you know, I used to get out of my apartment here in Queens with a bicycle. I used to carry the bicycle on my back. I made sure it was a really light bicycle that I created after years of hurting, you know. But I'd carry my bicycle down the stairs, 3 flights of stairs, out the door, get on it, ride a little side street, up a little tiny pair of stairs. Sometimes I had to go up another pair of stairs and down another pair of stairs, depending on where the train was. I'd take a train 10 minutes into Manhattan. I was lucky I took these express Long Island trains. So my commute, and then I'd get out at Penn Station. I'd walk up like a big set of stairs from that down station into like the regular, you know, walking area of Penn Station. Then I put my bike on my back again and I'd walk up another set of stairs. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you this is what I did. It was amazing. And then I'd be out and outside 34th Street and 7th Ave. On the 7th Avenue side, I always got out. And then I'd ride my bicycle down, come over a bit, and then take 6th Avenue down to 19th Street. And then one more over where I worked at 19th and 5th. For about 6 years in a night shift, from about 8 at night to 7 at night till 3 in the morning, but I would come in late a lot. And then I would do the same thing, ride home, carry my bike down the stairs, carry my bike to the train, take the train home, boom, 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 and carry my bike up the stairs, get home at 2 or 3 in the morning. I used to make about, you know, when it started, $1,200 a week doing that. And at one point, $1,200 with no health insurance. All right, I just made that today in a few hours sitting at my desk. So I really want to say thank you to you know, I want to say thank you to God, you know, the creator of everything, to help me with the discipline and the knowledge that I found to find trading. Because otherwise I'd be doing the same thing I was still for, you know, trading my time for money like I did for years and years of my life, everybody. But I don't do that anymore. I do something different. And I'm so blessed and grateful that this is my life now. So I want to start off the stream today with, man, I already made what I used to make in a week of work. And I showed you that was one day of work that I had to do. I did that 5 days straight, right? To make the $1,800 or less than that, $1,200. Still got taxed on it, right? So I made the same amount really right now. And I used to give hours of my life away and be away from my family and work a night shift late at night, right? So anyway, I see this as a breakout. I'm in a long right now for Bitcoin. My target is 73,900. You know, that's just kind of what the measured move gave me. Looks like it actually might be a little deeper. It might be about 74,000, which is crazy, right? We get right back to kind of where we were and get right back on to this quote unquote like retreat, you know, reversal. It's been hard the last few days. You've been watching my stream. If you saw me last night, you would have thought I was still short. I just want to show you that if you're in my trading group at the last minute, you know, what I did is during the live, if you saw the live stream, I was short. I was like, this looks short. I'm staying short. And I stayed short. But I kept seeing how I was like, man, I could see a reversal. And you saw me go back and forth to the live last night. And you saw me sit there and kind of think, you know, which way is it going to go? Right? It was tough. It wasn't easy. Actually, I got to get to the stream right now and pop out the chat. I'll get to it, Sean, right now. Thank you. I see you, Sean. I hear you in my head, Sean. You're speaking to me. You're saying, Sam, you know. Ooh, crazy. Look at today. We have 105,666,000 subs. 105,6666. My goodness. What is happening today? My goodness. Some say that's actually a good number. They've hidden it from you, you know. There's always something behind something, right? The spell is in the word spell, right? They're putting you a spell on you when they give you it's so crazy. Television tells lies to your vision, right? 100%. Okay? Keep your mind open, baby. To realize is to see the real lies you've been lied to the whole time. One day you're going to realize. Isn't that crazy? Real lies is to see the real lies. Like when you realize something, you've been you kind of come to the realization that you've been getting lied to the whole time. So crazy, right? Like when I came up with that, I didn't read that anywhere. One day I sat there and I wrote it in a rap song. I was like, to realize is to see the real lies, you know? So crazy. Your mind expands. You're just like, oh my God, is that real? Is that even possible? Great call last night, Sam. Had to pull an all-nighter for that one. I mean, unbelievable, right? I just went to bed, man. I pulled the trigger, went to bed. Like I'm such an old man with this trading thing. So if you're in my trading group, you know what I did is I moved the stop loss to like $100. I think it was $43 to make, you know. And I did get stopped out. You know, I got stopped out. So where is it here? Oh yeah. So here I got stopped out. Put the short in small profits, and I aped the long. And this was at 11 last night. Front run the daily candle. Go to sleep, right? And that's kind of what I said. I kept it real simple. I'm going in here with a stop below the wick, and that's it. I could have woken up down. I woke up like 1,200. I think I might have been up probably 16 at one point. And I took about $1,000 off the table and moved on with my day, man. It's pretty awesome, actually. And then I got into another long. That's now up about 199. So I like what's happening today. And then last night I closed the oil trade because I didn't like what they did to me. There was this huge wick out of nowhere, pumped us up, came back down. I said, I don't trust it. And I put my stop loss, and we took I think I took 280 off the trade. And look, they dumped oil. Everyone was waiting for the news. What are they going to say? And they're manipulating the news all the time. And so a lot of traders today, let's just be honest, got wrecked on oil, and they got wrecked on Bitcoin. Bitcoin wrecked the shorts, oil wrecked the longs. I somehow was able to circumvent it. I didn't win tons of money. I'm not going to say I didn't win, you know, but man, my hedges were great. The way I positioned myself, and I thought I was going to, I was back and forth. I had this vision that Bitcoin was going to rip without me, which I can't stand. And I had this vision that I was going to go long and get absolutely wrecked, you know? And I could see it go either way. Every single time I did my analysis, I'd get like a fighting chance one way, and my probabilities would fight each other. I'd say, man, that 4-hour head and shoulders looks horrible, but the daily looks like it's reversing. So what did I do? I picked a bigger time frame. I chose the daily over the 4-hour, which is what you're supposed to do. The bigger the time frame, the more weight. And I picked the tweezer bottom front run on Bitcoin. And you could say, hey, I got lucky. It was lucky. But there was also something else brewing this morning. Right before, I believe, Trump tweeted out, my model was sitting right there with the 21 above the 200 inside of a tight channel. And I think I isolated this at one point. Here it is here, yeah. So there's my model. As you can see, like Bitcoin had made a flag, up, down, got very tight. Came back above the 200 moving average, touched the 21, and that's where you enter. When the 21 touches, like literally it gives you the entry. It gives you the entry. That's why I did the same thing this morning here for Bitcoin. Seems to be struggling on the same idea. With my stop loss to break even, you don't have to lose money. You could continue. You could be a Scrooge like me and just open up 100 trades, move your stop loss to break even on 99 of them. You know, break even on like maybe 50 of them and make money on the, you know what I mean? But the key is just to not to lose. Lower high rejection again. We started a downtrend on the 1. Look up the liquidation on gold. It's insane. We're going to talk about that actually. It's something I want to break down. Move this into a little bit of money, not a lot. What could be happening here? Let's talk about it. Well, we're going to do the top-down analysis now, which I haven't done yet today. And it could be making rising wedges break down 68. We could come right back down to the beginning. In the next 10 minutes, if you get a green candle next to a red one, there's a good chance we get a move here to the upside. It's so crazy how you guys remember when I wasn't that into candles? Like I was, but not like this. Now, like half my trades come from candle bodies. Don't you think it's interesting? Did anyone see me transition into candle body trading? Did anyone remember a time when I barely used, like I always used the engulfer and I used wicks, but not the way, I never trusted the long just on green candle. But even last night, look at the 5 minute. The second the 5 minute closed, or this morning, I got in right here. I got into a long right there, you see? Tweezer bottom, green candle next to a red one. You open up a long with a stop below and you might just, it just works wonders. It also simplifies things. Anybody can do this. I want to teach people that you don't have to be someone like me that spent 30 years in the charts and played with 1,000 things. You can do this in a different way. Someone says, yes, amazing progress. Yeah. I simplified. See how I simplified my life? And I still sit here with a bunch of indicators and, I want to be perfect. I want to get in at the exact perfect time. Like this morning, I gave my trading group the exact long here. And I'll show you kind of how we did it. And what I do too is in my group, I give you like a flip book. It's crazy. Like I don't leave you hanging. I don't just put a long and then disappear and come back a few hours later, right? So look, I took the 5 minute scalp right now and I show you that I'm in at 69,970 there, right? 69,975, I think was the entry. So, I mean, you're already up $500 basically right now. And so and the entry is right there where the 21 touches where the 21 touches price. Like that's it. You front run the fact that that's turning to a green candle, right? And then that does close green. We get boom and we get our push. I say, look at that. Then I say, look at this, right? And then I just keep showing you how it keeps continuing. And then you see how it kind of moves up. Then we get tight. Now you're in the money at this point. Right, I was seeing even last night how that was the perfect entry or the earlier in the morning. When I woke up this morning, it's the first thing I look at and the candle's just ripping. I wake up into that rippage. And I'm so, like, as this is pumping, I wake up and then this candle's doing this. And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, I should get out. I'm like, that's unrealistic. And again, humble trading helps. Like, whenever I'm up, like a crazy amount too fat, like $1,000, that's a 5 minute candle. And if you look at it, it did it in like 2.5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5, 6, 7. I guess you could say 6. You could say it was about 10 minutes to get to the tippity top, right? Well, what a great move, right? Insane. And look, now we're still riding this. Like, and to me, because everyone was waiting on this, because look at what oil did, it kind of is telling me that Bitcoin's going to get the move here. You have to remember, I've been telling you a lot, too, about Fed injection. Don't worry about the Fed rate. Worry about what the Fed is doing. All right? Worry about what the Fed is doing. So I got so much news for you folks. I got some cool news for you coming right now. You ask AI the right questions and you could provide such good news to your content in your content and to your viewers. It's how creative. So AI is cool, but it's only as good as the active mind creatively piping in. You know what I mean? It's that input to output. And that's why AI will never be you, man. And you think, oh, it's amazing, but we're also creative beings, man. Don't take away. We may not have 1,000 ideas that AI has. We may have the one idea that AI never had, though. You know what I'm saying? To the human race, yeah. But seriously, I look at it that way. Don't let AI discourage you. Just use it to benefit yourself. Work harder. Use it to make more employees for yourself. Use it to create more ideas. Use it to bounce posts, some ways to create more, All right. Okay, so here we go. The current pace of the Fed right now. So I said, how much is the Fed isn't announcing fixed injections like big QE rounds from 2020-22. Instead, officially ending quantitative tightening on December 1st, they shifted to modest, targeted liquidity support through reserve management purchases, RMPs. of short-term treasury bills and reinvesting agency MBS paydowns into T-bills. This keeps bank reserves ample and prevents money market stress. It's more technical plumbing than full stimulus QE. The exact amounts aren't locked in for whole quarters. They've set monthly by the New York Fed's desk and adjusted based on the reserve needs. You won't find this anywhere else, man. So listen to this. RMPs, new purchases to grow the balance sheet, $40 billion per month. MPS agency investment into T-bills, $13 to $15 billion per month, and total T-billing buying, $53 to $55 billion per month. This pace stays elevated through mid-April to buffer the bid tax season drain on the reserve. The Fed's balance sheet has already grown modestly from $6.5 to $6.6 trillion now. They're printed money, folks. The balance sheet is growing. After mid-April, the RMP dropped significantly as planned for the start. Analysts at Fed Communications point to $20 to $25 billion. It's still $13.5 billion per month, and it's still $30 to $45 billion or lower if reserves stay comfortable. But the net liquidity addition will be smaller than the current $40 billion RMP run rate. Rough ballpark for the next 6 to 9 months. Overall, the T-bill demand for the Fed RMP investment is projected around $500 to $540 billion. But most of that is just portfolio shifting and not pure new liquidity, just so you see that too. It's not the old school QE that pumped trillions into the long-term bonds to crush yields. These are short-term T-bills buys focused purely on liquidity management. They have little direct impact on 10-year yields on broad easing. The March 18th FOMC meeting kept the policy unchanged and just confirmed purchases of Treasury bills to maintain an ample level of reserves. So they have switched to quantitative easing, but not the onslaught we saw before. However, it is still going to expand the balance sheet of the Fed, and as far as I'm concerned, it's going to lower the value of the dollar over time. And it's not gonna help inflation, I'll tell you that. It may not be directly, as correlated ratio-wise. Like, it's not gonna be, formula, like every single month you're not gonna see it. But over time, it has to lower the value of the dollar when you continue to put more money into circulation. So, as little or less as it could be. So we're sitting here on the 5 to see if this could expand. We're going to jump on into our top debt analysis. I'm excited because I haven't done it yet. I usually do it twice a day already, and I haven't even done it yet. So I'm going to do it with you guys and see what happens. Just going to see what the impact of this move had on certain levels, support and resistance, the daily candles, and see if there's some hopium copium here for a bull run or some type of reversal pattern here to give us a bit of a bounce. Before I jump on out of here, I just want to make sure I'm somewhat safe inside my long trade. Or should I just take profits and kind of like reset to where we're at later? See, I'm being very, when you already win for the morning, you have a big win, especially on the way it went. I feel very blessed. I could have easily got wrecked and went short yesterday and just went to sleep, and I didn't. So I'm super blessed that, again, I could have made way more money in the short, but I don't do that what I could have said stuff. I'm just blessed with what happened. I was really excited this morning to wake up, see the tweet, see the pump, and see that I went long before I went to sleep. So, I call me lucky, call me prepared, call me whatever you want. We did it, you know what I mean? But we did do it. So, still got to send that live stream on into the trading group. So my strategies come through again. If you want to learn them, go to cryptolifer.com, okay, to find out more. Go to cryptolifer.com, hit the subscribe button, and jump on in. I teach every single day inside the group. It's like you're living with a teacher. You're living with the mentor. He's in your phone all day long for $99 a month. Just jump on in and get that education. Hang out with someone that's hyperactive, always in the charts, always pumping something, always giving you insight, information, staying positive. Using, I know the theory of abundance, and I know how to raise my frequency to attract an abundant life. I know how to manifest the life in which I want to live. I know how to dial that manifestation from my subconscious mind into my behavior. I know how to lock in my discipline to create a frequency that attracts the life in which I'm looking for. If you're looking for that type of behavior too, that does, leech off into the trading group. It's definitely a lot of people say they join the trading group and they just think they join it for trading, but their mind changes. The way they go about life, the way they go about their vision. They actually start accomplishing things. They quit the drugs. They quit the alcohol. They get on a good level. I quit alcohol years ago. I don't do it, not even socially. I don't go to the wedding and have a sip. I just say I'm done. Some days it's hard. There was a couple times in my life I wanted a drink here or there, but I just tell myself, for what reason? What will it do for me? And I realized it won't do anything for me. So, yeah. It is what it is, right? So there we have it. Can we get the bounce here for Bitcoin? The higher low, previous resistance becomes a bounce, or do we lose this and drop? Once you lose this, you know that support is not holding on the 5. You got to get a green candle next to a red one. So you're looking for a tweezer bottom here above these two candles. It's just candle body trading. You're playing with the candle bodies. The candle bodies will give you confirmation. Once you get the confirmation, you can move. What your subconscious mind is look, we did not get a chance. When we dumped, we couldn't go back until we got a green candle next to a red one. So that's how you would enter a trade, wouldn't it be? Same thing here. Same thing here. And we would look for the same type of positional strength here on the candle body if we can get the move. We need to be back above 71,200. You break 71, you're going to fall back to this POC down to 70,740. You look at you look at the pockets of liquidity here on BOOKMAP, and we kind of did hit some high areas, but we still got 72.5 and 72,000 kind of pressing. We did dip into them already, though, and we ate some liquidity there. But it says it may not be over. We may still get a short squeeze further up into some higher levels. Yeah, when we zoom out, you can see there's some deep red. There's still a bunch of stuff. It still says we can go up to 73,000. You see that? And maybe even up to 74. Wow, look at that green candle next. That's beautiful. And now you look, 1 minute and 32 seconds. You get this candle close with the 5. You get confirmation. A candle body trader. And again, I wouldn't call myself a candle body trader. It's something I add on at certain times for certain time frames. I don't know if I'd take this on the 5 minute. For me, it's more of like, can you consolidate? I like this trend line holding though. To me, the trend line holds, you get the bounce. There's a possible long entry right there. I'm already in the long. I'm just, seeing if I can justify staying in it or if I should be taking profits and repositioning. Still super excited for the topped out analysis. I can't wait. Yeah. Shout out to anyone that did not get wrecked with me today. And be honest, if you got wrecked, let me know. It's okay. I've been wrecked. It's happened. It's okay. Anybody get wrecked on that move this morning? Anyone just like, dang it, man, they got me hard. Put a 555 if you got wrecked this morning. Put a 333 if you made gains with the lifer. Put a 444 if you did nothing at all. So 333 if you hit the long. 555 if they wrecked you on that move, because they had to get somebody. All right, now, and put a 333 or put a 444 if you did nothing at all. 3 if you hit the long. Oh, wow. So now they're bringing us back down to 71,002 playing games with the lifer. My ear hurting today. Uh-oh. No, don't do it to me. Don't do it. No ear pain. We don't want that ear pain. You said I long gold. I see some people asking him, did you take the gold long? So we got some 555s. We had some 333. So Marcus, you got caught up in the short. You were shorting Bitcoin and it ripped up? No. Really? Fell asleep. 555. Dang, man. I'm out. What does I'm out mean? You're out the trade, or I don't know what that means. My left ear was hurting me last night. John, no. Say it ain't so, buddy. Vaggy's Claw. Did nothing. I entered long on oil 5 minutes before the Trump situation. Dang. I was long and it stopped me. Then I was short and it liquidated me. Dang. I catch the long this morning. Okay, you caught the long. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So 333. You caught the long. 333. My stop loss was too short. Okay. Oh, but they got you on the stop. Okay. Wreck but not late. Sammy never misses. I don't know how I hit, dude. Like, I seriously should not. It's so wrong. You know what I mean? But somehow we did it, my computer just bugged out. I got the long last night after someone mentioned the bull div on the 4 hour. I'll bet a silver long. Last night, 555 wrecked on Sol. I got 100% on the weekend and 100% on the Monday. Made decent money Sunday and didn't trade the night. Okay, I like it. Wrecked yesterday, made it all back today. Amazing. Everyone has a different story. You were the master trader, Sam. That's how. I love you, Marcus. Man, I feel like I got lucky this time. I look back too, and I don't know how I do it. Some days I'm just like, how did it happen? And it wasn't amazing. You know, it's not like I made 10, 20 grand, but you know what? Sometimes you'll make 1,400, but it will feel like you made 10 grand the way the markets were. And I'm just happy I didn't get, I wasn't, because I was very close to being one of the wrecked. I was very close to staying short last night. I really was. And I don't know how I was able to get, like, just to hit the buttons at the right time. I'm like, I'm amazed at myself. I'm like, dude, you did it, man. Like, you did it. Like, you didn't get greedy. You stayed humble, right? Another beer leader hat trick last night. Man, God bless you, brother. So sick. I want to see these videos. This guy nailed it, though. No, I'm seriously, I'm proud of you. That's not easy, bro. You're schooling these dudes. You're showing them how to win. So awesome. Going home with that adrenaline. You know what I mean? I can't wait to walk again, folks. I'm in a walking boot right now. I had an Achilles tendon rupture on me on January 29th. It's been 5 weeks. This Friday will be 6 weeks. And I'll go see the doctor. I'm so excited to go see that doctor. I'm just, every day I go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep. And I want to go to the doctor on Friday. And I want to say, hey, how's my leg looking? And I want him to say, it looks amazing. We're going to start PT this week. And I want you to take your first step in the office today. I want to see how you can do. And that's what I'm praying, man. I'm just praying. And every night I pray to God, help me heal, dear Lord. Help me stay humble, dear Lord. Or God, God, help me stay humble. I like this bounce here. This is what we're looking for. I'm still in the long. Interesting times. So now I think I can leave this alone for a second. Nice little monster move there on the 5-minute bullish engulfer. And that closes 1 minute and 14 seconds. And see how I'm using the candles? How do you do that? Go down here. Go here to labels. They hit it actually on us. And then go to countdown to bar close. It's hard to find. It's in a hidden menu you have to right click to that no one knows even exists. Then you have to go to labels, and then you have to go down to countdown to bar close. But if you do that, you will know when every single bar closes on every single time frame, and it'll give you a bit of an edge. Thanks, Sammy. Sorry to hear that, man, Joe. If you have a chance, send me or Zeno your user ID if you can get it to us, and we'll figure out how we can get you going there. Or at least get you, where you need to be. Turbo 4 straight attempt in the E downward 200, almost above. John, you've been focused on that turbo trade since last night. I remember you going over that. God bless John Shanks, man. John Shanks in the house, man. Shout out to Isaac Aya. Shout out to Yandi. Crypto Lifer merch should look like that St. John's hat. Just put a CL and that's time for a new logo, bro. Merch you can actually wear. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Help me create something fresh and new. So the candle closes absolutely engulfing. Beautiful, but is it, a lower high? We'll see. I like it, though. That's at least the beginnings of what could be something bigger, something better. All right, let's do our top 10 analysis for now. But, what a move so far for Bitcoin. Since, and again, it all started? It started with the tweet here. And look, let's be honest. Bitcoin shorts got sent to Rectopolis. I came up with this. It's probably corny. Maybe people don't like it. People are probably not happy. I don't know. You know what I mean? So funny. So again, I'll read, I am pleased to report the United States of America and the country I ran over the last few days, very good and productive conversations regarding a complete and total resolution of our hostilities in the Middle East based on tenor and tone of this in-depth, detailed, and constructive conversations, which will continue through the week. I've instructed the Department of War to postpone any and all military strikes against Iran power plants and energy infrastructure for a 5-day period, subject to the success of ongoing meetings and discussions. That's what he said. Everyone's trying to undermine it and say that's not what happened. Shout out to St. John's. I did love the win. Wrap the Lambo in St. John's red. Let's go, St. John's. Let's go. Let's go. All the way, baby. All the way. Can we do this? I know we can. I know we can. William Shatter still smoking cigars at 95 years old. He looks amazing. 95. He looks like most 60 years old. He looks great at 95. Who knows? That's, all that tiger blood, man. You know what I mean? Anyway, follow me at CryptoLifer33. Greatly appreciate it. Tether also trending here today. All right. Latest Bybit launches yield-bearing tokenized gold. Crypto exchange Bybit has introduced a product that lets users earn yield on Tether gold. Interesting. I mean, once gold bottoms, it could be a good time to, yield gold too. Not at the top, though. Right? They got retail to FOMO into gold, man. Wow, they really got them. They got them good. And then they crashed that puppy so hard. I got no one in my group caught up in gold. We sold it at the right time and moved on. We may not have gotten the biggest pumps out of it, but we didn't get wrecked. I took money out of it and moved on. The same with oil. I got oil, like it paid me. It didn't take me. Now, let's take a look at the big time frame for Bitcoin and see what's happening. But I see continuations here. Look at this wick. It's a good sign. This 5-minute candle can continue to rip here. The 21 showing signs of holding us. We just may get a continuation pump here for BTC, folks, like we always wish for. Let's take a look at Binance. And again, remember yesterday, it was Sunday night into Monday, and Monday pump too. It was a similar situation where I think we got the pump earlier. It was like Sunday at 4 o'clock, but it was a similar situation that we got the pump on Sunday. It could also just easily collapse here. Anything could happen. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I always want to say that. I never want to be a cheerleader for I want to be a cheerleader for being open-minded and say, I don't want to be a cheerleader at all. I'm not. But you know what I'm saying? I don't want to push one idea too hard. I want to say, you never know. I want to play chess with you guys every day here on the channel. And we don't know. When you're playing chess, you don't know what the opponent's going to do. Together, we're playing chess against an opponent. And they could move a piece at any moment and change the board. And then we have to react to a different board, right? The board could change once a piece changes. One piece can change the board. Agreed? Agreed. So if one piece could change the board, and if a piece can move, we have to change, then we have to be able to pivot and switch. Last night, being unable to pivot and being closed-minded, if you were like, no, it's short, it has to be this short. If you're not open-minded, you couldn't handle it. And being open-minded was really the way to win the trade last night. I was 50-50 most of the day. Even Crypto Billy said, man, if Crypto Life was 50-50, I'd take no trade, Shout out to John, man. Thank you for showing up, man. One of my few, I think you're the only mod out tonight. Like, where are my mods, man? Right. So you got to learn to pivot. You got to keep pushing. You can take as many people with you, but if they don't want to do the work, if they can't achieve the greatness you're pushing for them, after 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, what do? Say, I want to help you trade, and I help you for 3, 4, 5, 7 years, and you just, by the 6th year, you just continue to squander, to lose money, to not, you know what I mean? There's got to be a point where you got to get disciplined. You can have 100 mentors, you can spend all the money on training, but you got to do it now. As a bird, you got to fly, man. Girls and guys out there, we on standby. Shout out to Stash, shout out to Lakochi. Okay, there the Blue Crew comes out of nowhere. Swarm, swarm, swarm. Swarm, Blue Crew, swarm. Swarm, unite. Voltron, Voltron. Just create your own winning team with your wife. Amen, baby. Yes, J Chains. Shout out to my man J Chains in the house. God bless you, brother. Thank you for being here, man. 1% better every day, brother. That's it. That's all we can do and work on being better than the person we were the day before. I don't have to make money for everybody else. I'm not here to make P&Ls to impress the world. I'm here to make sure I'm not losing the money for my family, right? I'm make sure that I continue to add to whatever I already have. That's it. That's a winner. Sometimes you don't win huge. Sometimes it's not the biggest gain. Look, see, that's a head and shoulder there. You see it? See how it's a pivot right there. I mean, it's kind of shoulder, head, right shoulder. Looks like we may come back down to that 200. Could we bounce? Sketchy day. I really need to do my top down to see what's happening. I have my stop loss in position, so I'll just make $100 or something. Maybe even 60, 70 bucks, but it will cover fees. I won't lose nothing. If you're just joining, we already made money in the trading group this morning. I took a pretty nice trade, so I'm being pretty humble by not being greedy right now. 2-week chart. I like this wick. We have some time. We still have 6 days. Maybe it could flip green. And just maybe this could start an inverted head and shoulder back to the upside. and defy the potential bear flag. Otherwise, to me, if it's still a bear flag that could send us down to $38,000. You gotta be into that. You gotta be okay with that. One good thing is the previous resistance is support there on the 2-week. Why the 2-week chart? I started using it years ago. I really like it, folks. It's given me deep insight. I never see anyone else use it. I don't see it brought up ever. I'm like the only person that I know uses it. I'm sure someone else does. The world's huge. And there's so many traders out there. I just never ran into somebody yet. I've been falling asleep with my watch on recently. Is that wrong? I've been sleeping with my watch on. Like, does anyone else sleep with their watch on, or am I the only one? It's bad, right? It's horrible for the band, I bet. It probably, it stresses the band all night long, right? It's probably the worst thing you could be doing. But does anyone else, for the last, 20 nights, I think I fell asleep at, about 10 of them with my watch on. So crazy. Someone said, heck no. Heck no, people say. There was literally 300 nights where I never did it. I haven't taken my watch off in 3 months. That's crazy. Yes, it stretched the band. We got the same watch. Crazy, man. Oh, yeah, we got a very similar. Yeah. We all know you won't do that. Yeah, I sleep with my phone on. That's my watch. Oh, my gosh. You don't want to sleep with the phone on, right? Anyway, so 2-week chart looks okay. Let's move to the weekly. Weekly actually look at the weekly looking beautiful. You know what I mean? Higher low, higher low. So the weekly showing signs, but again, don't get too comfy here on this green candle. Just like this one, I told you to be careful, and look, they ended up, breaking our hearts for a week. It's looking nice. Again, we already got such a move. It's like, can't you just edge out through the week? Why do we have to get such a move at the beginning of the week every time? Last week started off green too, man. It was a big pump last week, if you remember correctly. We were up huge. This weekly candle looked amazing, and they ended up dumping it in our face. And even if this candle pumps huge, what you really want to see is you want to start looking at candle bodies. So can the weekly close above 73,000? If it does and it breaks above these highs, that's a good thing. So can we get this candle to close above those two candles? Even then, it's not amazing unless it becomes a roaring candle. I still see this gap with the VRVP, and that takes us back to 82,000. Resistance right there at 86.6. Resistance right there at 78,005 about. It's 73.60, but there's going to be a lot of psychological attraction at 78.5. Bitcoin struggling, seeming like it's going to shoulder, head and shoulder and roll over here. Not going to want to, Nice pump though from this level. You're not too shabby. Could bounce off the 200 moving average. I'll stay below it for a second to see if it can, But that looks, you can see it's a head and shoulder. Shoulder, head, shoulder. That's likely going to dump. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, dump to the downside. Anyway, let's get back to brass tacks. Got to finish the top down. I do this every day. It's so important that I feed myself this knowledge. My subconscious mind works off this. Somehow, someone later on in the week, I'll make a trade, and it's because of what we did every single day here. You build your mindset with repetition. You can't believe how many days we've went live here without a day off. We did 4 live streams this weekend. We're back on Monday with no days off. We didn't get a weekend off like most people. There was days all weekend when I was like, I have to be honest, yesterday I was a bit stressed. I'm not going to be honest. It's a good stress. I like to live with some stress. They say you should have some good work stress. I'm not saying I was like, crying myself in a corner like sucking a pillow. You know what I mean? But to be honest, I was like, dang, man, I don't want to wreck my whole groove here. My wife looked at me at one point, and I looked at her in the kitchen, and I said, man, I got a lot on my mind, hon. I said, I could wreck everybody if I make the wrong move tomorrow. I could smell it, I could taste it, I could feel it, And again, people do whatever they want. I get it. But when I make a move, it rumbles, man. And I know that, and I'm not stupid. 5-day chart, looking pretty interesting. Breaking back above a key level, balancing off with the 200 moving average. Can you get a higher low? I'm not in love with this at all. To me, it says bear flag, right? But, we'll take it. It is a higher low. And we're going to zoom on in now as we get closer and closer. 3-day chart digging it as well. A higher low. Still, to me, looks like it's treachery. Oversold the stochastics, but getting a bit of a, relief there. And again, you can see this is very news driven. Very news driven. So let's break down the daily, which to me is quite obvious. So we've looked at the bigger time frames. We have a pretty good idea of what's happening. We can close the month green, which is great, and that's all that matters. One step at a time on the bigger time frames, right? And like rounded bottoms do pay the bills. Am I wrong? And like, this is beginning to form a bit of a rounded bottom. You can almost say there's a cup and handle here. Can almost, right? And I mean, you got the gap in the VRVP, you got the 200 waiting. The Bears have had so long to dip. I tell you right now, when the fear and greed is at 5, I mean, twice. And the 2-week charts below the stochastics RSI, I've never not seen that be a low. So it'd be the first time in my life it wasn't a perfect time to buy. You know what I'm saying? It'll be the first time in a long time. Let me get a sip here. That tastes good. And you can throw a tip in the jar whenever you want. Don't be bashful. Don't be bashful. All right? I learned this from the great Mitch Ray. God bless you, Mitch. We love you, man. You taught me how to stream, man. You taught me how to get it in. You taught me how to make it fun and interesting. There's people that, so many different people along the way. I worked for David Letterman. I learned from him. I watched him. I worked for him for a couple years. Very closely on his show, My Next Guest Needs No Introduction. I worked for Kevin James. I watched him in action. And I saw how he behaved. I studied people that were successful, and I studied people that were show people, And there's a way there's something about show business, man. There's a skill to it. There's a way to do it. There is. And there's also a way to approach people, man. In a way that will make them feel comfortable. So you can get your point across or communicate something to them. That's important. Communication is so key. And learning how to communicate is going to be your key to success. I learned that the hard way too for years and years. Anyway, possible cup and handle here on Bitcoin. I've seen this before. It's never perfect, but it's choppy business. So remember what we said? I said, man, I want to short. So we're going to show you why I was so kind of confused yesterday, or not confused even, but how I could see it going either way so quickly. I said to everybody, listen, there's a low, there's a high, right? Or there's a low, there's a high, there's a low, there's a higher high, there's a higher low, there's a higher high. I said, if Bitcoin can tweeze or bottom here on the daily, you have to say that could be a higher low, right? And if there's a higher low, it is what it is. And could you say that you're inside of a channel, right? Which to me still looks like a dang bear flag. You know what I mean? Like I'm not completely out. Just because I hit last night doesn't mean I'm out the complete. We're still in this abyss area of sketchy business as far as I'm concerned. And if you want to be real direct, I kind of see this as a rising wedge. Wow, I love this. I forget that I have a chair that massages me, and the massager just turns on out of nowhere. And then I'm like, oh, that's the bee's knees. I mean, look, we got all this liquidity up here, and it looks like we're going to go get it at 72.7, 73, Let's see what you people are saying. Which fear and greed are you looking at? I look at the fear and greed at alternative.me. A lot of people use the one here on crypto, fear and greed. I don't use this one. I never used it, so I can't compare it to, I use the one at alternative.me. To me, it's just the one I've stuck to for a long time. My trading career, I think I've been using it since around 2008 or 9. Definitely for about 7 or I'd say at least 5 years. Guys, I don't know exactly when it came out, and I don't want to misspeak. See, even I've seen this before. I'm kind of crazy in the way I do things. Very different than a lot of other traders. I call this what's called an ascending cup and handle. It's still a cup and handle to me, and I've seen it play out the same. It's also the rising wedge. It's however you want to look at it. You can get creative, right? But, I mean, there's a breakout there to 73.4. And if we get rippage right now, I mean, it's getting oversold as price action's kind of rebounding on a higher low. The stochastics in the higher low. When the stochastics reset to another low, but you make a higher low, it tells me that there's buy pressure. Stochastics RSI show me trapped energy. It's really cool how they work. They'll go sideways with price. Look at this one. You could see the bull div here too on my indicator. It told you, man, it's time to buy. This was telling us something was happening before the news, before Trump tweets and the whole thing happens. It's showing you the coil up. This is my strategy, folks. I look for tight price action above the 200 on the 5-minute time frame, on the 1-minute time frame, and it did it on both time frames. 5 minutes even better and stronger indicator than the 1 minute. That was a buy right there, a beautiful buy. I was already in last night, so how, Lux, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Listen, we started at the monthly. We're still doing a top-down analysis. We're bringing you all the way back down to the smaller time frames. So crazy, right? So we're showing you how to live trade the 5-minute, the 1 minute. We're teaching you how the daily bottom is created. We're showing you how to long the exact bottom last night before the pump, which is just absolutely mind-boggling. And we're going to teach you and we're not done teaching today. We're just not done. We're never done. I deleted all that little work I just did. We'll get back to it in a second. So we were wondering, could this be a higher low on the daily? I even drew a Fibonacci and I said, this might be a beautiful fib retracement. You're basically at that 786 fib retracement, the money printer. And it's the cup and handle. There's the cup, there's the handle. So it's very interesting, right? And so last night before I went to bed, I said, I drew the fib. And I drew the fib last night. If you saw this, I did this last night on the live stream. And I said, man, that's a beautiful retracement area to get into a long. I sold a long already. Why? Because that's what I do. I like to pay the trader when the market gets really crazy. And so when we went in this heavy pump, I was out. Now I'm seeing we can get continuation, and we are. Wow, look at this. Would you look at this? And we already did all this TA for you, but what we could do, I do TA over. I do the same stuff. But look, I mean, now you kind of see that the handle's breaking out of the cup. They call me Sammy Cup and Handy for a reason. Samuel Cup and Handle, because we find the cup and handle. I use it more than almost any other trader in the world. And I could probably say that without doubt, And we just, we go at it time and time again. And look at the red starting to form above us yet again. See, red will we'll get another red bar and another red bar. People start to raise their liquidation levels. They'll pump more level and they'll pump more money into their cross leverage account. And what they'll do is they'll put their liquidations at 75. And what they're going to do is they're going to create the liquidity for us to go get. They don't understand, as they get scared now and start raising their stop losses and pushing their liquidation levels higher, they're creating more red for me to go. Now the sharks are open. And so now the guy that made the humble long and isn't emotionally trading a short right now could be in position to gobble them up. And we never know. I don't want to talk too soon. Let's see. But the key is to stay so humble, folks. Humble trading, man. And that's how you're going to show really strong results. It's a beautiful Monday morning. I love what I'm seeing right here on the stream. And we're not done yet. We have so much to go over. Please hit the like button, everybody. Let's go. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate that. We almost had 1,000 likes just the other day. And thank you for all the awesome comments. The comments are awesome. You people are great. I'll forever be blessed to be a part of this stream. Forever, man. Yeah, where you need to be, let's go. Shout out to my man John. Shout out to everybody here. Everyone wants to be live on my time, man. They all want to run for the spot, but they're, we're going to be here every single day, man. When they get drunk, when they fall off, when they get jet lagged, when their plane gets delayed, when they decide it's enough, we just keep going. We just keep going. Thank you, Sam, for being here every day. Leading by example, you're one of a kind. Blessed to you and your beautiful family. God bless you, Rave Song Records. Thank you. 71,500. Nice little pump here for Bitcoin, folks. This could be the one for the day here. To pay the trader, we got to turn this into a couple $1,000 day. Today's a cigar day. I decided I'm smoking a cigar today. It's been a long time. I didn't want to smoke while I was healing. And, maybe it would have been good for me. Who knows? But I'm smoking a cigar today. I decided. Might even take you with me. We might do a live stream cigar smoke. We'll see. I got this new cool tripod that follows me around, so we could kind of it'll be interactive and interesting. I'm excited for that, so have some fun, make some more creative content, connect with the audience, and Yeah, show you guys behind the scenes of the lifer life. I like this, man. This cup and handle's starting to play out. It's a racing cup and handle. It's the Nike. I call it the Nike, right? Because it looks like the Nike symbol. I think you do it twice. It's actually kind of cool, right? This is how you're supposed to. This is really how you're supposed to do these. Someone using the JDing, they call it like a J hook. One guy actually teaches this. He teaches it. It's like a J. He trades the J. He looks for this J or something. Like, he's a stock trader. I have heard it one day. I have no idea what I'm saying because I don't know what he does. I don't have any idea what he does. But yeah, it's this kind of idea here. The Nike. Wow, 71,566 for Bitcoin. We're flattening the shorts. Let's get back to the liquidity map. What am I looking at here? What is this? This is an order book. Heat map order book. Showing us where the order book is, man, where people are hiding. Where's the money is? Show us the monies, right? Look, yeah, you can kind of see what's going. Look, there's some orders all the way up to 80,000. You can see that. But look now, see this? It's getting dark right here. What does that tell us? It tells us if this keeps getting dark above us, 72,700 is calling our name. Like that's the next order we're about to eat. This is BOOKMAP. This is using order flow. You have to understand, like, a lot of people just use technical analysis. It's great. It works. But order flow is like a cheat code, man. I know you're there. Like, I know your stop loss is there and you're shorting me. And so I'm going to come eat you alive right now and you don't know it. You know what I mean? And I know I'm in a cup and handle. I know I'm in the 21 above the 200, which is a model of mine as well that I've backtested for years. So, like, I try to use as much probability as I can. Now, I still lose a trade. It doesn't mean I'm going to win every trade. It doesn't mean because this is dark red we're going to go there, but it usually does. It's right most of the time, so I use this on top of my TA. There's a link to it if you want to jump on in. It's called BOOKMAP. Okay. Amazing. I like what I'm seeing. See, and it's the 21. Stochastics are curving. When the 21 touches, learn this. Stochastics are curving. When the 21 touches, learn this. Stochastics are curving. When the 21 touches, right there. Learn this. With a divergence, my goodness, a higher low on the stochastics RSI. The MACD will also be turning. Low points, buying at the bottom of the channel. We never buy inside the channel. We buy in the bottom because then you can put your stop below the previous low and have a nice chunk of change above you. You want to learn proper risk management. My entire TA strategy will teach you risk management because for instance, this trade here. You go back in time, if you were ever to make this trade with me, this is exactly what I do. This is a beautiful example. We set up something like this. The entry would be right there. The stop loss would be the previous length of the pole. It's an 8-to-1 risk-reward ratio. You get into this trade here, and I mean, actually, we wouldn't be there though. Hold on. The stop would be deeper. Stop could be there, but if we can, we want to get as low as we can. That ain't bad. 292. We can get to a 3 and still be below this wick right here. Look. That wick right there is so important. See? This is why a lot of people use stop losses. They don't know where to put them, so they get stop loss. So like the 90% of people probably tell you stop losses don't work because they don't use stop losses correctly. It's very rare you're going to see someone that actually uses stop losses, and it's even rarer you're going to see someone who uses a stop loss correctly. I see a lot of good traders out there. They're good traders, but they still don't even use a stop loss, which I find crazy, but it's not me. I don't do that. It's like everyone has their own. You can't control what someone else does really has no bearing on you because it's not what you do, right? Let's put the lemon in the water. I'm a little late to decalcifying that pineal this morning, but we've been so into the trades. They say even smelling a lemon will put you in a good mood. I'm like inside of it. Wow. That thing's spicy. Bitcoin, 71,500 seems to be kind of the cooling out period. But again, this will be a trade you would see me take many, many times over. And I'd be looking for the breakout. And bang, I mean, it never happens perfectly like that, but that's just, it's happened. You've seen it happen many times with us. It wouldn't be the first time that something, And again, look, you even see a gap in the VRVP. You see a point of control. Like, there's a lot of information kind of telling you what's likely going to happen there. If you use the right indicators and you couple it with the right TA, chances are, I believe you can be about 80 to 90% accurate. I really believe that. Now, with the risk management, your trades may not follow your calls. Then you have to, so you can tell me, you can be right with the call and lose most of your trades. Remember the other day, someone said you called it the wrong way and still made more money than me with the risk management. That's what he thought. I still had it. He didn't even know I had it. I still had it. We want to see this get tight, and then we break back up to the upside here at $75,097 bean. Dollar bean, dollar bean, dollar bean. And yeah, we're still sideways here. This could easily collapse right back down to 69.8. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of at the whim here. We're going to sit and watch. I've got my stop loss into position, so I can't lose. See, it's right below these lows here. I've still been in the trade, and what I like now is we're starting a possible new shape. And yes, I'm transitioning as we move because this is Kung Fu. The other day, I said, but, earlier in the day, we called a long off of support and resistance. It bounced. Then no one knows where we're going, and it got crazy on the 1 minute, and it got real tight, and things got da-da-da-da. And I said earlier we were trading. I said, now we're doing martial arts. And this is martial arts. This is me doing that. You know what I mean? You're positioning. You're moving. You're moving with price. You're so fluid. As price is moving, you're fluid. You're changing the way, you know what I mean? I'm finding the shape as the shape finds me. We're meeting in the middle together in fluidity. It's such a beautiful dance. I love it. I truly love technical analysis. And then look, the 21 is curving. Can we hold 200? Everything so far so good. The idea that this could pump is still there. Now, once this breaks and we start falling, that idea is over and we break the trend line, and it could happen. But right now, the perfect story is still being written. And there's no reason to jump out. There's a reason to continue to ride. We're a surfer on the wave. We are still surfing this wave. We may hit a bump of the road. We may get thrown off our board. It may not be perfect. But right now, we are surfing, folks. And we are flying. 71,005 above the 200. Touching the 21, making a tight channel here. Possibly that it's kind of an uptrending inverted head and shoulder. Another bit of a cup and handle inside of the cup and handle. Interesting, isn't it? The dynamic of dynamics, the micro and the macro. The trade inside the trade. And at any moment, we could lose the trade too, as beautifully and poetic as it sounds. Which I wouldn't like, but it could happen, right? Now you need the bounce. Back to candle closing, right? Now you're like, okay, in 58 seconds, this should flip green with a wick off the 21, or we're going to be, it's bearish. Kind of see that we had resistance too at 71,006. So you want to see the bounce off the wick. You want to see this close green, 39 seconds. And so here's a battle on the 1 minute for a possible green close. Off the 1 minute, off the 21 moving average. Look at this. 22 seconds. 21 seconds. 16. 14 seconds in the 1 minute. We'll see where this goes. Come on, baby. Flip green, or at least flip with a big wick, and then we can get a green next to you. We can call it a tweezer bottom. All right, a bit of a wick there. It held the 21. Now we need a wick. Come back up. Come back up. So you can create a green candle on the wick. I said come back up. You didn't hear me. I said come back up. I don't think you heard me again. I said come back up. Okay, I'm going to try this a third time. Come back up. Thank you. All right. Don't make me tell you what to do again. Come back up. Let's make the green candle close in 37 seconds. And let's get the bounce back off the bottom of the channel. Don't defy me again, candle. I'm in here doing this. I've already time traveled and lived this moment before. Don't do this to me. All right. Yes, I'm talking to the candle. Okay. And you see, like, all right, this is what we want to see now. Come back up. No, don't you? No. You're going to do that with 9 seconds left? Are you kidding me? You were so smooth. Wow. Oh. Wow. All right. Volatility there on that candle. Didn't close well. It was going so sweet. So that one gave it back a little bit. And I forgot, it is False Move Monday, right? We're trading False Move Monday with Trump tweets. I mean, you can't get better than that. I mean, you might as well be trading poly market, right? I mean, come on, you OG trendline. This is crazy. And back to the beginning song. I love this song. I don't get to listen to it as much because it's the beginning song, right? Yeah. I'm usually putting on a tie or something, patting my makeup. Let's take a look at what's happening around the horn. You know, DEXY's still continuing to hold, which is crazy. I never expected that coin to do so much damage or to hold so much positional strength at $7.35. That's amazing. And we gave this to you guys at the beginning of March, one of the only altcoins I actually put out. Because it looked good to me on the technical. It had technical analysis that made sense. Zcash actually back up 5% in 24 hours. A lot of altcoins got a little bit of a bounce with that Bitcoin bounce. And I told you that yesterday. Bitcoin bounces, they all bounce, right? Canton CC still boring at 14. Render back at 169, near at 131. Cosmo at 181. Could Adam ever get back to $10? That would be nice. Give me my money back. Pepe Dexy Dash. Top gainers in the last 24 hours. In the last week, it's been Dexy and River. And my group's been all over River. I've been all over Dexy. Sun, we looked at too. Sun, because Tron's been nice. Kite also has been an interesting coin. We should look at Kite in a second because it's still holding that, and it's been at that level for a long time. So it continues, man. This consolidation continues. And Bitcoin digging in for a possible bigger move. All right, so let's continue with our top-down analysis. We did a little too much here. Let's clean up. I'll even get rid of the moving averages just for a second, but we'll get back to them. So you made a higher low for Bitcoin. You bounced off a 786 Fibonacci. It gives us some hope that there's actually a real retracement happening here, and that's a higher low. Now, our next big resistance is right where we just kind of moved through, where these two candle bodies stopped. And there's even a high volume node there at 70,800. Then you're going to see we're going to come in contact with a resistance at 72.8. And of course, back at $75,000, right? 74,800. So for now, what we really need to look at is you can't lose 70,005 before you gain 72,005. You know, you want to get above 72.5. You don't want to lose 70,005. So really, to me, that's it. Like, you lose 70,005, it's some right shoulder fake out. You regain 72,005. We might have some momentum here. Actually, where did we ended up opening? Where did this candle end up closing? 72,6666 with 77 cents, which is kind of nuts. But so you got to break back above 72,666 and 77 cents, which is nuts. But that's what we're seeing. That's what we're cooking with. That's the oil that we're cooking with, baby. Yeah. So 8-hour time frame, nice move there. 4-hour time frame, nice move there. Now, the 4-hour, and you know me. You're below the 4-hour, I turned bearish. I had a short there. We came down. I moved my short back into break even. They flipped it. I got back into the long. See how I flip-flop on the 200? I don't really have a choice because it determines a lot of what I do. And I can't go against it because it's made me so much money now, so I have to just keep using it, right? A strategy will lock you in once it's a good strategy. You'll almost be forced to use it. If the probabilities have forced you to see that it works, then you'll just keep doing it. And it'll extrapolate your emotions, and eventually you're just going to do probability after probability after probability. Last night I took a probability trade on the daily time frame. The 12-hour also had me going because the 12-hour looked nice. All right. The 8-hour had a tweezer bottom kind of punched in. The 4-hour also had punched in too there. There was a chance. Right? So we move in here. The 4 hour got back above the 200. What does this mean? What does this give us, right? So if you remember correctly, we had started with the lows that had popped up. We started the consolidation. Once we consolidated, I got excited that we could hit the long. If you remember, we took this long here, and we had the huge pump. We sold the top. Came back again. We took another long because I said it's still inside the same pattern. Nothing has changed, and we did it again. We sold the local top around, I sold 75.6s, 75.8 because, I felt like we had pumped too fast, too furiously from the 21. We made this area. I believe I longed this flag on the 1 minute, on the 1 hour, right? Didn't I long? Yeah, I longed this on the 1 hour. I got stopped out. I have to be honest. But I did see that we should wait for the right shoulder. I fell asleep, didn't see the right shoulder. I stayed along from here. Had I stayed up a little later, I probably would have alerted you guys to short. It is fun. It is what it is. But, it came down. We made some longs up here. We made some longs up here. We ended up getting into a bottom call last night around there, right? I hit a couple shorts here. I didn't get this massive short. We actually got a pretty good long and sold the top, And then we made all that money on Sunday and Monday last weekend right here on these pumps. Sunday night, huge pump. Well, first it happened here Sunday. Thursday, we even got that, but here Sunday, we pumped there, and then it continued into Monday. It was basically a 2-day pump. We got all this. That paid us for the week, and then I kind of trailed small stop losses and a couple, not amazing, crazy moves, and then we got my bigger pump here, and now we're right at the 1 hour 200 away from the 21. So that tells me that there's going to be a little bit of up and down price action here. So you got two choices. You got one that you're going to make a beautiful flag, and one that you're going to kind of come back down harshly. I don't want to see us lose 69,008. And like I already showed you before, right? So you want to go sideways with the 21 curling back up. That would be the best next trade. I wouldn't trade right now then. I can already kind of tell it looks like we're going to cool off when I look at the bigger time. Now that I look at the 1 hour, I can see a tweezer top was put in. The next candle's following that move, right? It doesn't mean it's not going to go sideways, but, and again, this is ambiguous, Sam. How do you? But for me, this is a great way to trade. It's either going to go down and make a flag like this, or it's going to go sideways. If it goes sideways, we have an even better chance to take the long. If it doesn't, it goes further down. Then I just wait patiently for that idea. So now I'm kind of in limbo here, and it tells me I probably should take profits now. And so there's no reason just to kind of ride this easily here. Up 136, no problem. And again, I get to be in a trade. I get to stay locked in. I already sold this morning. And again, maybe it just rips again. You never know. Maybe I'm wrong and something happens. We don't know. Maybe a tweet comes in and it just... But it looks like we got most of the volatility for this Monday. And it kind of stole the air from False Move Monday. But maybe now False Move Monday is going to kick in too as well. So you can see, even if I get aggressively, okay, it looks like we're going to go move, I'm always moving the stop loss into a place where I can't lose the money. Right? This is my entry right here. You see it? And this is weeks. You can move your stop loss up and down so nicely and so sweetly, It's amazing. Yeah, it looks like we may be, I don't know. We still got liquidity above us too, but it's almost on either side now. Still darker red there. But was that the move of the morning, I'm battling through a tough time. Your stream helps. God bless you, man. My mom died watching me. On Thanksgiving Day, we talked to each other, looked each other in the face, and that was the last time I was able to talk to her, and then gone. She was gone like that. Like the person that I looked up to and talked to every single day of my life, man. So I understand. I don't know what you're going through, but God bless you, bro. And I feel somewhat of your pain, even if I don't know it, man, because I know what pain is. God bless you, bro. May God bless you and get you through everything. You need nobody, God's will. God has provided you with every single skill to get out of the toughest situations. It's already in us. We're like seeds that can grow into something bigger. Everyone is a seed that can grow into something bigger. You already have all these skills in you waiting to grow. We need to nourish them. We need to push them. Sometimes it's hard. We need the right person to help us find them. I don't know why. I was a bit lost till I found Jim Rohn and he spoke to me. He said the things that mattered to me. He spoke to me in a way that I could hear someone that really believed in me. He said, Sam, you can, and it's like, because it was so open to anyone who wanted to listen, It was meant for anyone that believed it. And I started to believe. And once I believed, Jim Rohn's voice was meant for me. And once it was meant for me, man, I could do anything with what he was telling me. He changed my life forever. Forever. I'll forever be grateful for him. When I see him on the other side, I'll be like, Jim, man, thank you. You were the piece of the puzzle that I always needed for discipline. And I'm so grateful that I found him. And he's not like a preacher, but he brings in the Bible and God into a lot of what he says. And they go hand in hand. And reaping what you sow, and what you think about is what you're going to do. He says your mind is a garden. You can let weeds grow, and you can let beautiful thoughts grow. You got to keep sitting in your mind and be like, beautiful things are going to happen to me. And you got to wake up every day. Today is a day full of opportunity. Today I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. Today I am amazing. I am great. I am going to do what I say I'm going to do. I'm going to help others. I'm going to be humble in my success. I'm not going to rub it in other people's faces. I'm going to do good. And if I learn how to do good, I'm going to give it back to others too. I'm going to learn how to be able to, give my gifts away. Dear Lord, help me give away. Help me open my hand. An open hand can receive more than a closed fist. Amen. These are the affirmations you say to yourself every morning. You begin to work out. You get the endorphins flowing. I got great workouts that really get you going. I can't work out right now like I used to, but I can get it going a little bit. Today I'm going to go for some walks, get myself going. I'm going to take my knee cart, and I'm going to push myself harder than I have the last few days. I'm going to burn some calories. I'm going to get it going. I didn't gain tons of weight during this time, because I knew that if I overate, well, I sat there in a cast, right? So you got to be disciplined, folks. I didn't want to end this time with my leg all messed up, all fat for the summer. I'm not in perfect shape. I'll tell you that. It's been 5 weeks without a lot of my programs that I was doing for the last year, but push yourself every day, folks. This is part of a trading regimen. You want to be a good trader, you got to have a morning routine that makes sense. You got to wake up and do to do the same things in the charts every day. You got to wake up and to be the same every morning. You're not going to be able to do what I do on the 5 minute, the 1 minute, and hit these trades that I hit if you're not consistent every single morning with some type of routine. My routine keeps me routine with trading. My lifestyle helps me trade. Nobody talks about this. They just throw trades down your throat. And they talk about trading, and that's great. I get it. But what about your lifestyle? What are you doing? When do you wake up in the morning? When do you go to bed at night? You'd be like, Sam, sometimes you're up all over the night. Yeah, I get it. But I'm up between 7 and 7:30 to 8 o'clock usually at the latest every single day. Very rare I'm up about 8. But, now that they changed the times, it's getting funny. But I'll be back to 7, 6:45, 7 in the morning every single day. I like the early morning. I like the sunset. I like seeing the circadian rhythm. I like looking in the sun in your eyes in the early morning. It resets your circadian rhythm. It helps you sleep at night. This is the craziest thing. The next time, wake up in the morning and look at the sun earlier. When the sun's lower, you can look at it because it's not as bright in your face, right? Has a different hue to it, different brightness, a different orangeness to it. And you can handle it more and you can bring it in. You let it zoom into your eyes. You let it zoom into your, you take it in. And you can ground as you're doing this. Try to get your feet on just solid ground, And, basically grass, if you can. Sand, grass, a natural substance. Not like a brick, not like concrete or a sidewalk. And this really brings you in. And it resets you for the morning. And you can use that energy to really begin your day. And it helps you sleep at night when you look at the sun in the morning. You can look this up. These are facts, So remember, the television tells lies to your vision. The more you watch it, the worse it is. Your phone's similar. Your phone's just a version of the television. It's just restructured now, right? Use the computer to learn something, you come to this live stream, learn something, and then put it away for the day. Don't let it eat you alive. Don't watch short after short after short. I mean, that's what they want. That's what we all, that's what every creator needs. Watch the shorts, right? And, but every single from TikTok to YouTube to Instagram to X, you'll find yourself getting into a short hole. All of them are just a gateway to a short hole. Isn't that crazy? Almost every platform. Even YouTube, but thank God YouTube has you can get, it's long form content that you can get locked into. I'm about to get stopped out. You can see here on the trade. About $100. That's great. I'll take it. And see, I can see how this isn't panning out so far, but we got in here. Beautiful pump. Probably a little bit of bear div. And we see what's happening on the 1 hour time frame. It makes sense. Now, could this reverse in 2 seconds and start ripping again? Maybe, but it's really far from the 21-day moving average. My whole life is buying on the 21 and selling away from it. It's literally my story. They're going to say, here lies Sam Price. He made a living buying the 21-day moving average and selling away from it. He told people to do it every day. They didn't listen. Some did. Became very rich. Some didn't. Became sour. No, I'm just joking, but you know what I mean. It's like, it's clockwork, man. And then use tweezer bottoms and tweezer tops in conjunction with stochastic. And look, the stochastics RSI got overbought. They started ripping here with, last night there was heavy divergence. That's another reason what made me take the long. I said, man, that's strong. Somebody was telling us Trump was going to tweet. Isn't it weird how so the charts told us there was a big reversal coming, and then Trump tweets and it reversed. And you'd say, but is it the charts or is it the news? And I say, it doesn't matter, does it? Because the charts had you yet again. So show me the charts and I will show you the news. I know you don't believe me, but it's true. It's true. Where my lifers at, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to everyone who made gains today with the life or who made gains with your own trading strategy. Right? Yeah, the 2 hours too far. 100% said James Jones. He's spot on. And everyone say, I free, we love you. He's battling through a tough time. Let him know that we're all here for him, man. We love you, bro. Don't worry, man. Tough times have made me my greatest moments. People connect with me now because I talk about some of my toughest times every day. And people respect me for pushing through my tough times, right? It actually gained character and it gained honor. So, I mean, there's a positive through some of the tough times. I would never want to live through them again, though. Liver, I can't get this $300,000 figure out of my mind for turbo gains. It'll happen. Let's go. Just keep focusing, man. What's up, buddy? Long time no see. I needed to take a break for crypto for a while, but I'm back. Shout out to my man. God bless you. Hope everything goes well for you, man. Shout out to Cherry City Bullies. Been with me for a long time, man. God bless you, brother. The television is telling you a vision they want you to have, not for you to have your own vision. 100%. That's why if you spend 3 hours in nature, 2 hours in nature every couple of days, it's going to reset your brain with no, and you put your phone in a backpack. Maybe you keep it for, security reasons in case you got a call. But you put it in a backpack, man. You keep it away from you. You zipper it up. And you let the birds and the bees speak to you. You let the air flow through your nose. You just reset, man. And you let the air go through you. And you just say, hey, I'm here. And you say, let me know. Like, there's something for me to listen to here. Away from Instagram, away from TikTok, away from me, away from it all. Away from the charts. So important that you get some time away in nature. I go into nature all the time, folks. I may have a suit and tie on and all that, but for most part, you'll see me wearing some mesh shorts. Once I'm back to walking, man, once a day I'm in nature. I'm going to take a walk. I go into nature if I can once a day for an hour, 2 hours. I got a nature hike near my house I can take right now here in Florida. I can go on a nice walk and just surround myself with trees. I'm not perfectly in like complete deep nature, but I'm where I need to be to get myself relaxed and to get myself away from technology into ground. Take those shoes off, take the socks off, get the feet into the ground. So important. Okay. That's what I'm doing at the skate park. I love it, bro. Exactly. If the price right above the 21 average, need a prayer from the group, please. Got into it with my wife. Things went south. We have a 6-year-old boy. All I want is peace, but I can't seem to get it. I'm a God-fearing man. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. I can't believe you came out and said that. Well, by actually admitting that out loud, I don't know why I got what you said. I mean, I may need to be careful doing. I wouldn't even say that out loud just because, but God bless you, man. I don't know why I got like that. You got to bend and say sorry, but sometimes, if someone's walking all over you, I don't know, man. I don't know the answers to that. That's tough. But we love you. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah. But please be safe and be careful, too. I can't condone any violence, you know what I mean? Yeah. No Buddha stopping Sammy. No way, baby. No way. You can't say Sammy Boami over here. Sambagini over here. Sambo. Which reminds everyone, I got to get a vanity plate for the Lambo. What should it say? Any ideas? Let's say the winner gets $100. If I put your idea on my plate, you get $100. So I've come up with something cool, something fun that they actually is still there. All right. What's the bottom indicators that stochastic show divergence? It's a, yeah, thank you for asking. That's a great question. You go up here to indicators, right, which is kind of like a bar on top of the chart, like it's an indicator on the bar, right? Yeah. Yay. You type in RSI, and you just hit RSI with divergences by neobutane. That's my buddy right there. And every time there's a divergence, it's going to have it kind of locked in there for you. It locked in the reversal last night on the 1 hour time frame. So beautiful. You can see it. It called it right there. Similar to a red and green dot on Cypher in a way, right? So I'm walking over here. Hey, I'm working over here. I have one that I'm going to put on the Ashton. I live in Cali, so maybe I could share it with you for Florida. I feel it's really good. You're funny. Price Lifer 33. Bull runs. Oh, bull runs might be cool. Yo, bull runs, dude. I don't think anyone has bull run. A bull run is kind of cool. Bullish. Bullish would be hot. Just straight bullish. You know what I mean? There's a site you check and you type it in and they tell you whether the name's taken or not. A personalized license plate check here. Is bullish taken? Not available. Someone already has bullish. Whoever has bullish on their license plate, that person's a boss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And it also depends on the plate you get. Right? You guys are shark. You guys are crazy. Chart Whiz. Chart Whiz doesn't, you can't do Chart Whiz. Lifer season, you know. Gainitis is funny, huh? I think it's too long, right? Anyway, crazy stuff. So right now, if you're into trading, it usually slows down around 11:30, depending on if we've had a bigger move. Not saying it will for sure, but you know. And so we're watching to see if Bitcoin now, you're gonna, you know, and you're gonna see consolidation now for, I don't know. You go to the plus sign, you hold shift, and you go sideways, and you know it should take, I don't know. I'd say it could take 10 to 14 hours. You know, tonight at 11 will be 12 hours from now. 8 p.m. tonight, we may, you know, and I love to trade Monday nights. I don't like to trade Mondays. I can't even believe we were able to trade Monday today. You can even look at it. It has a shoulder, kind of headed right shoulder there. To the moon is pretty hot. Dude, to the moon is not available, bro. Someone's got to the moon. It's so crazy, bro. Look. They've got to the moon. It's so crazy. I got to get to the moon. Yeah. Hey. He's through the moon over here. Anyway, let's take a look at gold and silver and oil. I want to see what's happening. People said that gold just got absolutely destroyed. And actually, I got some news actually to talk about today that I want to break down for you. All right. ZachBT exposes a viral Cuba and Iran news account as a crypto scammer running AI deep fakes. So, right, POV asks you AI to turn Mario Miyami into an AI-generated Asian persona to post fear-mongering news to bait engagement to promote crypto scams. Okay? So, this guy here, see, Wang, like, so these are, you know, it looks legit or something, but I guess it's wrong, right? Yeah, he looks just like, you know, funny, right? See how he stole the exact outfit and just changed the face? Crazy, right? These people are crazy. Anyway, be careful out there, you know, and what you're reading and what you're listening to, especially with the news. With the war, people are more susceptible to want to inject more news now. Like, tell me more, like, you know. So, Bitcoin miners selling pressure drops to new 3-year low. That's a big deal. All right. So the mining selling pressure has fallen sharply with Bitcoin inflows from miners to Binance
dropping to levels not seen since mid-2023. The shift matters because miner distribution is one of the market's most persistent sources of structural sell-side pressure. And the latest data suggests that pressure has eased for now. And that happens at the end of, near the bottom every time. We see that the miners capitulate, finally capitulate. They kind of end their selling pressure, right? So that's a big sign for me. That's something you want to pay attention to. That's the cool thing that we have going for Bitcoin that you don't see in the stock market and the other markets. We have these pressures coming from different sectors of the blockchain. And when the miners kind of slow down on that sell pressure, that's something you want to pay attention to. So that kind of goes with my narrative that we may have bottomed here. Tom Lee Bitmine purchases another 138 million worth of Ethereum. They don't stop. They're the Michael Saylor of Ethereum buying. It's pretty amazing what they keep doing, right? They just don't stop. That's 60 minutes ago, another 65,341 Ethereum. It's insane. It's insane. Deloitte Canada and Stablecorp launched stablecoin infrastructure for Canada. Deloitte, the task consultants and the big boys in the league, they've been around financial institution for a long, long time. And Deloitte, you know what I mean, steps on in, and that's a big deal when you see the Deloitte name for Canada. So, stable coins are taking over, folks. Gold falls 10% in worst decline since 2011. We haven't seen a gold drop like this in 15 years. It fell over 10% the past week. Its worst decline since September 11th as investors move away from precious metals. So we're going to take a look at the price of gold right now and kind of see what's happening to that beautiful price. And I did get stopped out of that trade finally, right? I am not in a trade right now. So now Sam is not in a trade, as you can see. They got me, and I'm watching the 1 hour to consolidate. The cool thing about my system, too, is it tells me when to be in a trade, when to be out of a trade, and when to chill. And I can kind of sit through a lot of these, choppy periods. And I stay away from the small time frames on a Monday usually, too, as well. It's just not beneficial for my mind to overtrade these choppy areas. I had to learn that the hard way through years of going at it, so. Okay, look at gold here. And see, is there hope for gold? I mean, look at gold. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Had the similar to pump the Bitcoin, which is interesting. Got above the 1 minute 200, got the pump right there. Similar to kind of Bitcoin surge. It got the surge at the same time. It's weird. It's not like a dollar drop really more than a, an oil drop, which surges Bitcoin and gold. So gold got a beautiful bounce. It's actually almost up 10% off the low there. What do I see happening for gold? I would look at gold on the monthly chart. All right, number one. I'd pull a Fibonacci after such a big move. You can see maybe it retraces back to 31,000. However, if they continue to print money, which it looks like they will, and we have, more unrest throughout geopolitical stages, this gets further up somewhere, 92.40, 92.50 for gold. And then you kind of start seeing this getting tighter inside the range. Could this be something we're seeing? And it could be a 6, 7, 8 month sideways price action for gold before it starts to break out again. Or is gold kind of going down for a bigger retracement? I really can't tell you just yet. I'll be able to figure it out using the 3-day chart. If it bear flags here. So if it makes a right shoulder here, you're going for the deeper retracement. You know what I mean? If it bounces up, it starts to go like, you know what I mean? So you'll know literally by August, if gold has kind of picked the sideways price action there, there might actually be a trade coming there, so. A lot of people that jumped on it think they bought the absolute sniper bottom for gold. It was a Fibonacci 886 retracement from this first impulse, which is interesting. It had an Adam and Eve double top, though. Isn't that crazy? Look at Adam and Eve right there on the 3-day chart. If you go even smaller, you'll see it. I mean, that's an Adam and Eve right there. So gold, Adam and Eve double topped. Right there in front of you. We wrote it up a little bit. I got out, remember, when I was like, it's just too sketchy. But we did get a little bit of trade out of it. We need a daily above 504 to be bullish. Anything below is a wrap. I mean, the daily 200 moving average caught price, though. It's a known place, and you have some supportive resistance here. Could see a bounce for gold. And again, it could bounce all the way back to 5,000 and then come all the way back and then really start this bigger consolidation. Otherwise, it makes a bear flag here on like the daily and then it goes for lower. Would I get into gold right now and catch a falling knife on the... No, I think... No. Right now, Bitcoin's presenting a possible better trade for me now. It wasn't as such, but now it is, so... And I am juicing off my win from last night. I mean, sometimes even just being right, it's not even about the money. It's just about hitting it. I'm grabbing a nibble at 70. Yeah, and we bought more Bitcoin last night, too. Good time to take a little bit off the tablet. Let's let me look at my 30-minute and my 15, my little trading time frames here. 30-minute back above the 200 moving average. Could present a beautiful long later on today. Right in 2 to 3 hours, it could be a beautiful long here. May actually set this trade up so when the cool thing about this is when you're really prepared and disciplined, you can set up trades, like you can set up 4 to 5 trades, projected style, before you even see you can actually set things up before the trade even happens. Shout out to the super chat. We got a beautiful super chat that just jumped on in there. Bright yellow there from Papa J. Sal. Papa J. Sal, right? Thank you so much for Aster. $10 super chat, man. That's so nice of you. You didn't have to give what you did. That'll come back to you tenfold. We're going to take a look at Aster for you in a split second here. So I'll put in 75,386. And again, thank you so much. That's so nice. I'm very grateful for that. And then we go down to about, what, 70,000. You can call it like 69,989. $379 for 2,700. If you made the trade right now, very highly aggressive entry. I wouldn't do it right now. And I may actually put my stop lower. Might have to be lower. Yeah, it's a 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio at 69,628. All right, everyone, how do you get rid of gray hairs? I've heard there's like an oil you can rub in, and it's going to do something to the cellular level of the hair, and you're not going to get grays anymore. I heard you can get rid of gray hairs. Let me know if that's true. I believe it. I believe you can do anything you put your mind to. Has anyone gotten rid of gray hairs in their life? I'm going to get rid of the gray hairs in my beard, man. I'm going to do it. Yeah. Cup and Lambo, you're funny. It's too long, right? It's way too long, though. Yeah. What do you mean? He'd have to. It's the rule. I don't know what this guy means. Yeah. Take your copper vitamin supplements. Interesting. Just get rid of salt and pepper. You're funny. Take copper for the hair. Okay. Man, I had gray since I was 16. Why get rid of the gray hair? I don't like, because it's patchy. It's like white, just a couple spots. It looks weird. If it was all gray, fine, but it's not. It's like, bro, gray hair on the beard is dope. Thanks, man. Not now, though. I'm 43, man. Like, I'll do it when I'm 50. Copper and zinc, Sam. Thanks, bro. Eat more leafy greens and rest more. You're funny, bro. Botana oil and mineral supplement detox and clean water. Take liver supplements for heart and soul. You're funny. Spray paint. You guys are funny, man. Who is that? Who's coming in here? Who's coming in here? Who is that? Who's inside? Who is inside the studio? I see someone in the studio. Who is in the studio? Why would you turn the lights on and affect the stream? No respect for the stream over here. Who's in the studio? Speak or for... Hiding from the baby in the studio. Whatever you don't dye your hair. No, I'm never going to do that. My grandfather was a sheet metal worker with copper and never had a gray hair on his head at 68. Would he pass? That's crazy, right? See? It was the copper. So copper. We got to use the copper. Popular trending coins. BitLayer continues to kind of show, but wow, massive dump out of nowhere, though. I didn't buy into it. I just want to make that clear. I just like to see what's up. I speculate before I have to start speculating. So if there's time to speculate, we can actually begin to speculate before everyone else has speculated. Makes complete sense, right? Yeah. I mean, what else can you do? And that silver chart also looking ugly. And so look at the Bitcoin. And honestly, really should have just shorted it back to the 21-day moving average, like Sammy does every single time. And now it's giving back. I mean, a pump like that is a dump like that. And now you're also going to hear rumors, oh, Iran didn't say that. That's not true. And it's all market manipulation. For all you know, it's all just pump and dump. It's crazy, right? So once you see this bigger candle, you can kind of say that it's going to be more laterally down, man. Still not the worst thing in the world. We could create a higher low, but it's not great. And now you start thinking, here, look at this. I'll get rid of the moving averages because it's easier to see. But you start saying, hey, false move, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. Could be just a place to get into the short and short again. I wouldn't buy it unless the 4-hour loses the 200 moving average. Right now, we're cozily above it here with the 21 holding us too, which lets me to believe that we should be okay here, but you never know. We just need the 1 hour to reset. And actually, it could still reset like this. It's not all bad, everyone. Take a deep breath. They see a red candle, and I think they start to, like, hyperventilate, right? You did. You know you did, right? When I was with gray hair, it looked like I do. Now I'm fighting in Jeep, and salt and pepper is no concern. Interesting. I'm like Bloody Clarity said, all this war because they don't want to admit that the PDF, but don't worry, I haven't forgotten, and when this war is over, we'll remind them. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The pit ass. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yep. Yeah, we're not done yet. Yeah, the second is over, we're going to be right back to demanding the answers. They think they could divert us. No. I said it was above and up was kind of obvious with the orange man becoming a reporter now. Yeah, I can feel that. I can't hate on that statement, you know. Sounds like something I might say, like, you know. I mean, previous support is resistance and a beautiful place right there. Do I long right now? No, I have way better risk management. And I have, you know, there's going to be better places to get into the long. That's high risk. I mean, it's a good high risk. It's definitely a legendary bounce. See if the 1 hour's holding the 200 too. Well, I mean, the 1 minute. You already lost the 1 minute 200, but not too bad. Oversold in the 7 minute. Tweezer bottoming on the 15. You see? And forgive me for my, you know, but this is what I do, man. And I look for this to consolidate or not. Great way to trade because it positions you and you can, look, I'm already kind of watching for a trade before the trade even happens. I might tweak it. It might not be perfect. The number's not be exact, but it's only going to take me seconds to get into the trade instead of a minute. Right? Lifer, go look at Marvel, Tech Marvel. I don't know what that means. But really, I smelled it last night. Full-blown fake out. Yeah. Yes, did Siren do the thing last night? Let's take a look if Siren did the do. It looked like it was going to continue to pump. I almost wanted to swing trade it. I said, man, it looks like it could rip. Let me see. I had a mind to swing trade it last night. Let's see if it actually did it. I swear I was on Mexi regular last night, and then something like, what did I do? Or was it SRN? Is that why I'm... I'm positive it had Mexi spot. Yeah, last night on stream, right? It was like this, something like this. I guess it would look like it was going to pump like this. It was like the 21 was cruising. Yeah, it did. It went from like 250 back up to 313, and then it crashed back down. I'd stay away from it, man. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's just getting... When I see stuff like that and the market's slow, I think it's just a pump group or someone just taking advantage of a smaller liquidity coin and then ripping it, right? Market is dumping because all the trusted outlets are reporting that Trump is lying and the Iran went live again. It's interesting too. I like to kind of, you like to see like what TA says. I mean, what AI says. Like, do you believe this? You know, like, can you give me news? I mean, also, you have to remember who controls the news. Whoever controls the news could battle that news. Maybe it's real news, but the people don't want you to believe it's real. It could go either way. right? It could say, hey, we want this war to perpetuate. We don't want to give you the real news. So we're going to act like that didn't happen. Maybe we'll never get the real news. And that's actually the truth. We're never going to, it's coming through a filter every time. So we're never getting exactly what we should be getting, right? Kind of like it's always a bit of a mess, all right? But we'll see what AI thinks is going to comb the internet for kind of what people are saying. Yes, there's breaking news on exactly what you're asking about. President Trump posted on True Social today announcing the U.S. and Iran just had a very good, productive conversations. All right. Trump ordered the U.S. military to postpone all strikes. The twist, Iran immediately denied it. Iran's foreign ministry said via media like IRNA, Meher, and Tasnim that flatly rejected the claim. They said no direct or indirect talks had happened with the U.S. since the war started. Called Trump's statement an attempt to lower energy prices and buy time, and said their position on the Strait of Hormuz is unchanged. Oil prices crashed hard on the de-escalation hopes. U.S. stocks surged intraday, and it's the exact kind of headline, liquidity risk move. So Trump just tweets it. It's the latest round of ongoing U.S.-Israeli conflict, now in week 4, after strikes began in February. Early indirect talks in Oman and Geneva in February were also described by Trump as very good, but nothing had been finalized. Bottom line, Trump is framing it real progress by using the pause as leverage, while Iranian is claiming the BS super fluid situation. Watch for follow-up this week. If you want the full True Social post, yeah, we got it. As I said that, I spoke to, we started to dip more, right? And again, regardless, we pumped away from the 21-day moving average. We got to come back to it and reassess. And we got rejected by the 200 on the 1 hour time frame, which is a known area that I've seen many times of rejection. So I'm happy, man. We day traded today. We did a very good job. Shout out to anyone that day traded with me. From last night into today, we made gains and we nailed it. So all I can say is I did my job. I nailed it. If you followed me, took my call, got out of the short at the right time, you would not get annihilated this morning. You would have made nice gains. So I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know how to force it. I don't know what else to do. But hey, it's been pretty awesome, right? So everyone, take a deep breath. It is Monday. And again, it's false move Monday. It's supposed to pump and dump. Isn't that funny? So it's kind of right on schedule. The most predictable thing about Monday is unpredictable. It does this every time, which is actually quite predictable, isn't it? We even call it false move Monday for a reason. So Bitcoin's still fighting 70,300, but a pretty nasty dump there from that top. And I think that the high of the candle was 71,800. You can see the liquidity kind of dried up too here on BOOKMAP. It's kind of either way right now. People don't know what to do. They're waiting on now nobody knows. They don't know. Everyone's sitting like, well, we thought news was news and now it's not news. So what's the news? So what did I just trade? People are saying. The traders like me are chuckling because I just traded the charts like I do every day. The people that trade news have no idea what's going on, and they're like trying to figure out how they even did what they just did. Even if they won the trade or didn't, they really don't know what happened. We just trade the 21 and the 200. We stay doing the same thing over and over again. It doesn't really matter, right? So that's why when you're consistent, it's easier to take on an inconsistent market, especially news driven like this. So once you find a strategy, get the education, it makes sense. Go to cryptolifer.com for have it make sense. Subscribe, jump on in, and I'm here every day I'm navigating you through these days. You could learn TA too and have really good TA. But figuring out how to trade last night and into today it really took years and years of kind of understanding markets and understanding kind of what charts are giving us, how to read the probabilities each way, and how to decipher what the best decision could be made based on math, and years of watching the market too. So shout out to anyone that took along with me. I really appreciate it. It's been absolutely amazing. And it's been a blessing to be here with you all. I feel amazing. Today is great. I'm getting better every day. My leg is feeling better. The pain dissipates. I wake up now with no pain. I just wake up. My leg is kind of, it's like, hey, I can move now, man. I've had weeks to get the blood going. I've had weeks to come together. And now it's really starting to come together the right way. Funny, they're building liquidity back above us, back up to 72K here on BOOKMAP now. You can see it coming in. It's getting yellow. So we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if more news comes. The next thing you know, it's solidified. Then we get the bounce. You never know. Don't trade blind. Trade with a plan. Have proper risk management. Know what you're doing. Get educated. I'm here every day. If you didn't learn it all today, come back tomorrow. I give it as we go. We can't learn it all in one day anyway. There's just too much to cover. What we can do is we can go through as much as we can from 10 to 12. And this is when the market's really good to teach too. It's about using the market to teach. When the market moves, there's things to show. Just like, and this is 10 to 12 is a beautiful time to show you how I navigate the market. It's when I make most of my money. In fact, but I made my money, last night and into this morning. So shout out to anyone who's been trading with me. We've been doing great. Another hit at the beginning of the week. Maybe we continue to follow throughout and continue to pump this. And then we also got out of the oil trade at a perfect time. And if you watch my live stream, man, last night, it was a really good live stream because you saw me struggle with a few ideas. You saw me go back and forth, but you saw me make the right decisions in the end and come out on top. So I did say in the next few days, when you look back on this might be actually the most best learning stream ever because you're going to see, dang, that was a way where a lot of people lost a lot of money and got wrecked. And somehow we used technical analysis to not get rocked, right? And we use the education that we have to figure it out. Yeah. So it makes me very excited and very happy. Yeah. So there you go. And I look forward to any new opportunity that comes our way. Let me jump out into the super chats. Anything that I did miss here, I'll make sure that we cover it now. Yeah. Bro, last night you left us on the short. Maybe later you made that right choice, but last night we watched you short. See, and I told my group this. Look at this. Look, I called you out before you did it. I said, if you watched last night and you're not on the group, you would think I was short. Watch, someone will come to the live today and say I was short last night. Look at this. Bro, last night you left us in the short. Just honest. I run a trading group, man. If you want to know how to actually navigate the market, you got to pay the $99. Like, it's $3 a day, bro. Right? I understand there are 3 times in a day when action is most factual in trading. In Asia, Europe, and West. Does it mean that there are 3 times 24 hours when to trade? Technically, yes. Yeah. Exactly. There should be no gray area. It was short. There should be no gray area. It was short. I was short, but I switched long. I switched long last night. I was short, somebody said. He said if you were in the 99, he changed the call. Servando Estrada. 100% I did. It's documented. It's at 11 o'clock at night, which isn't even that late. I know people will go to sleep at different times. But he said I was short, but had my stop loss correctly. Hey, there you go. So we didn't lose a lot, Just watching you hone in on a potential position and then see you succeed in the end has been massively helpful in teaching me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, great call. God bless you guys. It was awesome, man. We made it, I would not lose money today if I only listened to the lifer. Amen. Hey. He switched long before sleepy time. Learn and move on to the next one. Amen. Yeah. He's funny, man. Adjusted on the fly, life for vision, amen. Took a quick Nas short scalp. What do you think about Archer Aviation? They're supposed to launch flying taxis in the air for the Olympics in 2028. Sounds interesting, but high risk in insurance, Did they have an actual a stock right now? Let's take a look. I like to speculate on stuff like that. Archer Aviation. There they are on the New York Stock Exchange. Archer. They got somewhat of an uptrend still, if you look here, right? And you could even attach it to that, but, if you want to just touch what we had before. Very young, right? Not too big. Previous support could be resistance here as it comes back down. It's in a falling wedge in the weekly on the 21, very oversold. You're definitely buying the discount on the 21-day moving average on the weekly. I'd have to know more about the company, be more into it. It's away from the 200 with the gap. It's on previous support. And again, the first thing that will happen is that 15-minute will turn above the 200 moving average, right? Just like Bitcoin, the same stuff will happen. The same way you learned how to call reversals and find out the ins and outs of Bitcoin is the same. Like, look, it got rejected. It gets, I don't know, man. It keeps having some issues here. I draw this trend like it's got to break this trend line soon. It's got to get above that, right? Otherwise, it looks like it could be rolling over for a descending and go lower. Once it breaks this trend and then you see it break with a 15-minute 200, then I would start to see a possible reversal, but not until then. Yeah. Bitcoin holding 70,000, pretty nice. And they're actually building some liquidity above us there. Enough to squeeze the shorts possibly later on, or even back up. This could go up fast. This could go up real fast. I see it go up real fast, and I just want to see it consolidate. And then I want to get into the trade somewhere at 7 p.m. tonight and bang on it. That's my plan and my goal. Everyone, I love you. It's 12:02. I'm jumping out of here for the day. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you so much for jumping on in and being a part of the live. Without you, there is no stream. Let me make sure we got all the super chats taken care of as we finish that Archer there and the fan funding. And yeah, we got, like, yep, a couple Lambo, Aster, please. Oh, we got to do Aster. We got to do Aster. I like Aster too, and I haven't really done a deep dive on it in a while. Let me take a look at Aster. I think Aster's good for accumulation right now in the long term because CZ's the man, dude. And, you know, it's going to be a DeFi protocol if we ever get back. Well, the weekly chart looks really whack. The daily chart looks really whack too. Chart doesn't look too good. Could be making a higher low. Could be, though. 4 hour just lost to 200. It's almost like it's, you know, if Bitcoin bounces, I believe this could kind of make a bounce off this key area. It's almost like waiting to see. It's like similar in a way. I don't know. It doesn't look amazing at all. Head, shoulder, more bear. All coins look very sketchy to me. Yeah, like I wouldn't even DCA into this right now personally, unless like I was willing to just hold it for 5 years and not care about the TA. But the TA looks really whack. I got to be honest. It just doesn't look good to me. Not a lot of liquidity, not holding up. Like get above the 1 hour 200 first and I'll believe you. You know what I mean? And it had a run up there, but it gave all that back. It doesn't look good to me at all. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for an amazing live stream. Remember, the secret to success. I studied it. Many people that nailed it, from Michael Phelps, the swimmer, to people that did great in business, billionaires, trillionaires. But, you know, people that really, really hit it. And, you know, the secret to success, it's getting started. I don't care, from a chef to a restaurant to a woodworker to anybody, any business, no matter what it is, a grocery store, you got to get started. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you so much for your viewership. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.